So good to see you all here today. So given that we just started the session, we'll allow a couple of minutes for everybody else to join in as well. But in the meanwhile, I would encourage you all to use the chat box to introduce yourself, tell us a little about what you deal in, what your business is into, how one can reach out to you, as well as use this time and opportunity to network with one another. We've seen in our past sessions that a lot of times users, when they network during this time, they find business opportunities and connect offline. So please do make the most of it. We'll start today's session sharp at 1:05, allowing about 4 minutes more to for more participants to join in. But it's very nice to see you all here today. So the way we'll do this session is we'll keep it as interactive as possible. It'll not be a one-way communication. I will be asking a lot of questions. Please do use the chat box to respond, either yes, no, whatever your thoughts are. As well as use the Q&A section to ask any question that you'd like me to address. Particularly, I will intentionally be leaving ample amount of time for the Q&A section so that you can make the most of this session, because as and when your doubts get cleared, I feel the purpose of the session will be solved. So again, like I mentioned, given that we have about 2 to 3 minutes more to get started, I'd request you to use the chat box, encourage all of you to introduce yourself, your business, what you deal in. And I can see that I can see even wishes on Happy Ugadi have come in. So yes, wishing all of you a happy Ugadi, happy Gudi Padwa. Just let's say I'll put in a format here so that it's easy for all of you to introduce yourself. Just your organization name, what you deal in, what's your name, what do you take care of at the organization, your email and mobile, alternatively your GlobalLinker profile. So you could fill that in and put it. And before we get started, let me also put my contact details, because during the session, a lot of requests come in for that. So I've put in my contact details as well. So recently there was a research that was conducted, and it honestly indicated that over 40% of businesses will die out in the next 10 years if they don't adopt new technologies and new digital mediums. So this is our attempt in actually making you aware about the different ways in which you can digitize your business. I hope you do make the most of this. Like I mentioned, we will leave ample amount of time in the end for detailed Q&A questions. And yes, hi, Hardik. So, okay, given that we're now just a minute away, again, the way we'll do this session for all the ones that joined in, first of all, I'm excited to see all of you here. But the way we'll do it is we'll keep it as interactive as possible. The best way for you to make the most of this session will be to be actively engaged. Use the chat box, reply to all of the questions that come in, send in any queries, comments, feedback. In fact, towards the end of the session, we'll also have a special giveaway for all the members. So stay tuned till the end as well. Now, I'll just start sharing my screen and checking if everything is working fine, because we have just couple of seconds more to get started. Okay, great. So I do believe that you're able to see my screen. Great. So what we're going to cover in today's session is basically a broad overview of GlobalLinker. In fact, I'll also show you a live demo of the platform. We'll also talk about what is the importance of having a digital profile, how an organization, an MSME, a business no matter what industry or category you are in, how do you create a rich and a good profile? Then we'll move on to how do you get started to sell online? How do you tell your customers that you're out there, you're ready to service them? Then we'll move on to how do you attract prospect customers, the most awaited section. And then we'll do the Q&A session. Again, for the ones who've joined in early, who've joined in late, please do use the chat box to introduce yourself. But if you'd like to ask a question, use the Q&A section. Now, I'd like to ask you all a question. How many of you here know about GlobalLinker? How do you know anything about how GlobalLinker will help you? Please use the chat and let me know. If you do know, what do you know about it? If you don't, then that's fine. I can see Suchitra says, no, I have no idea. But Vijay says, we know. Yes, we want to know a lot more. Okay, great. So what is GlobalLinker? And let me tell you in a layman term, just like we all use Facebook to connect with friends, we use LinkedIn to connect for jobs or work updates. Imagine that GlobalLinker is a world for you to connect with businesses. So, and it indeed is a reality today. There are 400,000, 4 lakh plus members interacting with each other on the platform. So treat it as your business circle. GlobalLinker is a community of business owners like yourself who network with one another. They're interacting about sourcing new raw material, engaging distributors, to the point that they're actually appointing agents. They're sharing about new product achievements, new launches, new awards that they're winning. And of course, they're also applying for various awards. So think of it as everything in the business environment. It's a one-stop shop for you if you are a business owner. So again, this community is free to join, but it is an invite-only program. So it's going to be your online business circle. I'll take a moment now and show you a glimpse of how the platform looks like. I'll actually log into my profile and show that to you. I can see Rakela Srinivas, please remove mute for speakers. I'd request you to please unmute only towards the end of the session where we have the detailed Q&A. Let's kind of use the chat box to interact in the meanwhile. Now, let me take a moment and show you my profile as I promised. Okay, so now that you can see my screen, again, it's a very, it's just like you use any other social platform. You have on the left-hand side a section where you can talk about yourself, what you deal in, what you represent at the company, as well as what your organization deals in. And of course, in the middle, you can talk about your ideas, your opinions, any challenges that you're facing, anything you'd like to interact with the business community. So for example, you can see that Omega Flexi Packs is talking about their product and how they're looking for buyers in various countries. Again, this is something that I posted that I'm doing this session today. Again, different brands and different businesses are talking about their products, their information that they like to share with everybody else. Again, wishes, building some credibility. The idea of this is for you to actually build trust and credibility in the mind of the prospect customer. So because now there is so much information on the internet that it's important for you to actually distinguish yourself amongst the others. And how do you do that? We'll come to that in a moment. On the right-hand side, you'll see that various events are getting promoted. There are various articles that can be of help for you. So you can go through that. And of course, any upcoming events, any upcoming awards, any particular correction that you should build, all of that will come in that section. Now, coming to the top section where there's resources, We'll first move on to knowledge, where we can see articles. It's important that we just don't read information, but the way for us to establish or stand out of the crowd is to also contribute. Now, what do I mean by contribute? If you are a subject matter if you are a subject matter expert, or if you have, let's say, expertise in a particular domain, or let's say you are, for example, a CA or a lawyer, or you are representing an organization that's into, let's say, exports, go out there, write an article, share information, talk about why somebody should choose you over somebody else. Now, let me show you what's already happening. For example, Storai magazine, which is the Retailers Association of India, gives a lot of trends, insights, patterns for the retail industry. So they're talking about what are the factors. So they're also talking about hiring, but you'll see elements of the retail aspect in there. This is a lady, Amy Radin. She talks a lot about women entrepreneurship and what are the different things that come under it. So in my mind, I establish wherever I want to see anything in relation to, let's say, women empowerment or women entrepreneurship, I definitely go to her profile. I look at the kind of information that she's sharing, because I do believe that she's writing good content. Likewise, if you are a business, let's say, let me come here. For example, there's Vakil Search. Now, they specialize in legal and compliance. So they talk about, for example, what are the sectors where FDI is permitted in India. Now, if I go through this article, I will believe that they know what they're talking about. They know their expertise, and therefore, if I want something in the legal domain, I'll reach out to them. Likewise, if I'm dealing in a particular industry and if I talk about it, for example, Mr. Ritul Patwa, he talks a lot in this. He's a CA and he talks a lot about, let's say, the union budget. He talks about various aspects in terms of how you can do your own financial planning. So if I need to take on any financial aspects, I'll definitely reach out to him. That is the way for you to build trust and credibility in the mind of the consumer or the viewer. And the reason I'm emphasizing on this is we are no more in the world of just promoting your product. Gone are the days when you come online on a platform and say, I deal in XYZ, this is my business, reach out to me if you need it. Because of the amount of competition, because of the amount of access to these organizations, you need to stand out. And the way to stand out is to actually share your knowledge, share, let's say, insights, so that when I'm looking for some product, I do remember that, yes, this organization deals in it, let's say product, service, no matter what that is. And then we actually build a business connection. That is the only way today in which you actually can stand out of the crowd, do something out of the box. So don't just read content here, do contribute as well. Moving to the next section, we'll come to, let's say, groups. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory, but what is groups? It's actually where like-minded people come together and join a particular group to discuss about a particular aspect. Now, if I'm somebody who's interested in fashion and style, I join a relevant group like that. If you are somebody who's interested in professional services like accounting or anything in the finance domain, you'll join something on that end. If there's an exporter amongst all of us, they would join an import-export group. So likewise, please do join relevant groups. Once you've joined the relevant groups, ask questions, seek help. Not just that, but also share inputs, tell others about a solution to their current problem that they're facing. So the minute you start engaging with other businesses, and it's a reality today, people are, lakhs of businesses are interacting in this format. So you shouldn't be the one missing out. And that's what I'm trying to explain and showcase how you can be a part of the activity that's already happening. Now, let me quickly move on to the event section. Now, what does events actually mean? It is where I, as a representative of an organization, let's say GlobalLinker, I'm posting about the different events that are happening within my organization, inviting this business circle to kind of register or attend my session. Likewise, if you are an organization who's hosting events, either physically, digitally, who wants to spread awareness or are giving out, let's say, courses, training programs, please do go ahead and upload it here, because that gives you immediate access to the 4 lakh plus business members across the globe. And of course, if you're looking to just attending events, here is where you can find all of them collated. Moving quickly to the next section, I'll come to the catalog in a bit, but I'll show you the offers. Now, we understand and respect the fact that business owners or MSMEs they possibly feel lonely. They possibly need a place to actually go through everything that's under one roof. So we've factored the fact that during the business journey, there are various requirements that a business has, right from, let's say, sourcing a logo to actually getting some compliances in the legal space to actually booking an office space. So we've already spoken to the market leaders in various categories, whether it's about creating your current account or getting an office space or just getting tally for your accounting, or let's say getting a website created. So we've already pre-negotiated deals with them such that you don't have to go to them individually and renegotiate. We've already done it because of the strength of 4 lakh of us together speaking to them. So please do make the most of it. I don't have to emphasize on this because I'm sure you all will already do that. But I just wanted to highlight where you can go to it. Now, coming quickly to the catalog bit, here is where, let me show you in terms of the online store. Here is where, whether you're a B2C business, whether you're a B2B business industry, no matter what category, you can actually have a dedicated digital catalog for you today. I'm showing you an example of a brand in Telangana which has created their store on their own, showcasing what is it that is happening behind the scenes, what are their best sellers, how one can buy it, what are their different categories that I can deal in. So you can also do this, and you can do it on your own free of cost, creating your digital catalog of your products or services. And it's not limited to, let's say, let me show you a brand in the beveling machines industry. So don't worry if you don't want to reveal your price, or if you're only into B2B, we have tools and capabilities for that as well. For example, this brand actually asks for sending an inquiry so that they're able to capture that inquiry, interact with the customer, and not lose out on the customer. So if you want to do that where you're not showing the prices, or if you have customized prices, or if it's a B2B inquiry, you can definitely do that as well. Let me also show you a couple of more examples before we move on. This is a brand in the plants domain who has created their store, aesthetic images, proper content on what they are offering, and let's say a newsletter subscription. So it's very clean, and there are various templates for you to do this. Now, there are 3 ways for you to go about creating this online store. Either you can make it on your own, going through our tutorial material that is recorded and put onto our YouTube channel, or you can attend our live training programs, which are every day at 5:30 p.m., Monday to Friday. Or alternatively, you can come back and say that I don't have the time to do this on my own, but I really do want it. I understand the importance of e-commerce and having a digital catalog, and therefore, can you do it for me? We have that option as well. We do it at a nominal cost. If somebody is willing to explore that aspect and wants us to create it for you, please do drop me a message, and I'll be happy to schedule an expert to call you on this. So coming back to our presentation, and I hope you got a fair idea of how the platform looks like and how you can actually also go ahead and use it. I'll just come back to my presentation now. Yeah, there we are. So now that you've understood what GlobalLinker is, the idea of the solution is actually to help business owners make their business, one, discoverable, and two, transaction ready. These are the two basic goals. You should be, as a business, discoverable to any other business, as well as you should be transaction ready, such that when that business is interested in interacting with you, they're able to do that. Now, quickly moving on to how do you get started with your journey online? So, as business owners, let me ask you a question. Resources are limited, right? And we understand and know that we should use them wisely. So, I would like to know from you all, what is the most limited resource for you? Let's use the chat box and tell me what is your most limited resource. It can be anything, right from money to funds. Okay, Shikha Singh says funds. Okay. I can see some personal messages there. Bandwidth. Sure. Capacity. Okay. What else? Time. Of course. Time is limited. We can't do everything at the same time. Sure. What else? Searching of a client. Sure. Funds for growth. Absolutely. So now that we know that various things are limited as business owners, we can't do everything right from day one. Therefore, it's important we really plan before we actually act or move in the right direction. So in the session ahead, I'll show you the various channels and ways in which you can tell your customer that you are ready to service them no matter where they are, what they want, how they can reach out to you. And again, before we move forward, let me again quickly ask you all a question. To draw a tree fairly quickly, either in your mind or on paper, in under 10 seconds, draw a tree. And I'm going to pause there. So can I ask you all now, how many of you drew a tree just like the way we were taught as kids? Two lines for barks and then a cloud on top for a bush. Did we all draw a tree like that? I can see the yeses there. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. So I wonderful. Shikha drew a money tree. So that was slightly out of the box. But if I were to tell you that we were all sitting in a group where we are physically meeting one another, I can assure that all of us would have not drawn a tree like this. If it was a competition between various teams, we would have been as creative as possible, put in colors, we would have put in grass and the sun and everything around the tree as well. Or for example, like Shikha said, we would have added money, we would have added fruits, we would have done various things only because we're doing a routine or a mundane task differently because we're networking with one another. So what I'm trying to bring about here with a simple example is that go back to your teams, whether internal or to your friends and family outside. Think of a small way or think of a thing that you do in a routine manner and see how you can do it differently. I'm trying to bring the emphasis on the fact that networking truly generates new ideas. It helps you ignite the spark within you, and collectively we'll be able to achieve more. So, given that we know the importance of networking, we'll move on to why one should build one's own sales channel. And I would just say times are changing today. It's how many of you have blocked an advertisement? Have you ever clicked on skip ad? Can we see the yeses and no's there? Have you ever skipped an ad, blocked an advertisement? Yes, 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 yes. We're all guilty of that. But on the other hand, how many of us have followed an influencer? Have you followed celebrities? What is it that they are selling? What is it that they're talking about? What are the various products that they're promoting? And I can see the yeses there as well. So consumers today are trusting humans and not promotional content. So if you need to build your brand, you need to invest time, and otherwise you're not going to be noticed. And I'll come back to why you should build your own sales channel, although you've understood a basic essence of it. But let's go on to diversification on marketplaces. Now, many of us today surely have listed our products on Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, Big Basket, based on our category of our product. We've listed on marketplaces, and surely we should. As a consumer, we should get buyers, and that's the way to go about it. But think about it. If you as a customer go on to Amazon, and let's say I'm going on to Amazon to buy a pen. I'm going to Amazon to buy a pen doesn't mean I'm going to Suchitra, who is a pen dealer, and I'm going to remember, okay, I purchased this pen from Suchitra. Next time I want a pen of a good quality, I should go back to Suchitra. I'm just going to Amazon. So what I'm trying to bring to you is that while you're getting customers via marketplaces, you are not building your brand. And in order to build your own brand, you need to have an online or an offline sales channel independent of any marketplace, any modern retail store, all of that. Okay. Now, moving quickly on to how can that be addressed. So at GlobalLinker, we have over 30,000 plus sellers who are using our digital catalog capability. I've been in conversation with them for over the past 5 years now, and a lot of them have shared data, insights, trends, a lot of learnings, which I'm trying to collate and share with all of you so that we can all learn and grow together. But again, before we move forward, let me ask you all, how many of you here, and I need to see the answer to this, how many of us here shop online? Do you buy anything at all online? Just reply in yes or no. Do you buy, let's say, do you use anything online like booking a cab service from Uber or Ola, buying groceries from, let's say, Big Basket, Grover, Swiggy, whatever, or buying products on any marketplace or on an individual website? And I can see the yeses there. I just saw one no, and I can see that there are some members who are saying, I buy everything online. Now, let me turn the question around. How many of you as business owners sell online today? Can I as a customer buy from you, Shikha Singh or Suchitra? Can I buy your products online? Let me see the yeses and nos. We're trying to get there. No, not yet. Yes. So there's mixed response. So I'm just going to leave you with the thought that it's as much as you're buying online, your customers want to buy online as well. So please do digitize your business. Now, in whatever format, it's important and critical that you do it. Now, let's come to what are the stages of digitization. So there are 5 stages in my mind, at least. So one is you lay the foundation. And how do you lay the foundation? By creating an online presence. Or then you start building it by staying active, you start promoting your products, you use social media, you move on to digital marketing, you start doing SEO, you start doing SEM, all of that in the promotion aspect. And then you move on to the growth phase by relying on, let's say, data, on trends, on various parameters such that you can grow further. And then you look at, how do I increase my profits? How do I reduce my costs? How do I maximize growth? And then at the end of all of this, it all becomes about, how do I sustain this? How do I retain my customers? How do I get repeat customers? How do I build loyalty? How do I actually earn goodwill? So given that this is a cycle and goes through in every customer that you deal with, I'm sure many of you might argue that I've been doing business traditionally for years now, and my customers come to my store and they buy my goods. Why should I move online? Why should I actually move to 100% online model, if not a hybrid model? So let's take an example here. We have, let's say, Shikha. We have, let's say, Shikha has a store of footwear in Mumbai, in Andheri. She has about 100 customers coming to her every single day. And Shikha Singh is making profits. She's very happy. But how does she expand? How does she reach from 100 customers a day? How does she go to 1,000 customers a day? Any thoughts on what Shikha should do? Because currently she has a physical store in Andheri. How does she really from 100 customers a day go to 1,000 customers a day? Let's see your responses. Any suggestions to what Shikha should do to move to 1,000 customers a day? Distribute brochures, okay? Go online, make a digital presence. That's the obvious answer, but do promotion, okay? Run a discount, sure. What else? Open another store, okay. Okay, so let's say Shikha listens to Suchitra's advice and she actually does a promotion and she runs discounts and she attracts people. So she runs a sale of 50% off. Okay, and from 100 customers a day, wow, she's at 500 customers a day. She's still not at her 1,000 customers a day benchmark, but she's at 500 customers a day. But think about it, what has she done? Her profits have gone down, even though her customers have increased. She's net same at the same thing because she's selling her product 50% cheaper for 50% more customers. So let's say now she goes by Vaibhav Bhatt's suggestion of having a digital presence and she creates an online store or she creates a digital catalog. What has she done differently? In this model, she is able to track all her customers' data. She now identifies, Shikha realizes that on Tuesday between 5 to 9 p.m., I don't have customers coming. But on a Wednesday and a Friday, I have not 100, but 200 customers coming onto my online store. So what does she do? She runs a sale of 50% off only on Tuesday, 5 to 9 p.m. to attract customers to come onto that. What has she done by this? She has brought in new customers. Let's say she offers a sample to them, a trial. What I'm trying to bring about here is that there are various ways in which you can do it offline, but it's just more efficient if you do it online. It's difficult for you to keep a manual track of customers coming in versus when they're already purchasing, you're able to actually monitor and analyze that data, given promotional schemes based on that data. So now let's say Shikha is convinced and she created her online store basis on Vaibhav's interpretation. Let's say Shruti comes to her store, who's a friend for past 5 years, and she says, I started this journey of being online 5 years back. Today, you are doing via an online store. Instead of Andheri, you are actually getting pan-India customers. But because I started this journey fairly early on, I have customers from Australia, from Africa, from Europe, from various countries who are coming to me. So, so the idea is that no matter when you start, it's important for you to progress, because in the digital space, the sky is the limit. You don't need to compare yourself to another business as long as you're doing things right in the digital journey. So I'll leave you with that thought on why and how you should actually implement an online catalog. But let me quickly move on to the digitization index. So here I've tried to factor in what are the various stages at which you as a business owner may be. So let's say you have various functions, including marketing, sales, operations, accounting, logistics, and each of these functions have various areas for digitization. So in marketing, let's say you don't have a logo. It's time you get an ad hoc one. Don't look at improvising and perfecting right from day one. create an ad hoc logo, then move on to getting a professional agency to creating a professional logo. If you don't have an online profile, it's important you create it now, not even after the session, now. Okay. Go on to GlobalLinker, go on to any other platform, create your online profile that when customers are looking for you, you are there, you're present. Keep it complete, keep it active, keep building on it. Let's say you don't have a website. It's time you create, let's say, an informational based website. Then you move on to let me do promotions. Then you move on to let me have an e-store. Let me actually have a dedicated online integrated store with payment gateway and logistics providers. So that when I get an order, I don't have to worry about how will I fulfill it? How will I send the product? This all exists today. Again, if you need help in it, we can help you with that. Please do reach out to me after the session. But again, what I'm trying to say is the goalpost in the digital space keeps moving. You need to move accordingly. If you don't have a social media presence today, create pages. Once you create the pages, look at posting, let's say, once a week. Then you move on to once a day. Then you move on to paid ads. Then you move on to creating a store on social media. Or if you don't have your business listed on Google, do it now. Then you add your location. Then you actually complete it with a proper listing. So keep moving ahead, no matter which business function. Let me actually give you examples of operations and sales as well. In operations, are you tracking your data efficiently? Are you actually allowing your B2B customers to transact with you online? And what do I mean by that? Let's say you are a manufacturer of pens and you have 100 distributors. Each of these distributors have 1,000 retailers each. The retailers then have customers at their end. Are you having the visibility of this entire supply chain? Do you know when is the end consumer buying? Do you know at what price is the retailer buying from the distributor? Are you sending your salesperson today to go to the distributor's outlet, show them the catalog physically, and book orders? There are immense and enough number of problems in that space. Let's say your salesperson is going to the distributor's outlet. He has asked him to book 30 orders, but the salesman writes 3 as 8. He sends in, then there are 50 returns. There are innumerable errors that happen today in the manual domain. And let's say that salesperson is not there, he's on leave. He is not doing the right job of actually building relationships with the distributors. He is not focusing on investing time in where he should be versus he's actually just going and booking an order, which can be done online. And tools exist today, not just B2B, B2B exist. In fact, at GlobalLinker, we have a product called BrandLinker, which digitizes the entire supply chain. What does it mean by that? Now, in my same example, I am a manufacturer of pen. I have 100 distributors. Instead of sending my salesperson to the distributor's outlet, I create an online catalog. I give them all a unique login where with their mobile number and an OTP, they're able to log in. They're able to see their own customizations, which means I offer distributor A different price versus distributor B a different price, as well as I offer different credit limits. I offer different minimum order quantities. All of that today is customizable in a product. For example, at least at GlobalLinker, I know for a fact that it happens at BrandLinker. There are various other tools as well. Go and digitize your supply chain. It's critical you do it. So I'm going to leave you with the thought of how it's important to be digitized, and we have further on sessions on how you can actually build it. We have dedicated teams who can help you in if you're interested in BrandLinker or, for example, creating your store. Please do drop me a message relevantly and I will put you in touch with the team member. I don't want to focus on any one aspect in detail, but I'm going to leave you with the various aspects that already exist today. Again, I'd like to end this by saying it's important you lay the bricks before thinking of your castle. do it today, start progressing today, because 5 years down the line, you would have built something that would have remarkably increased your sales. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm just going to share my contact details. I can see some messages, personal as well as with others, that say that you're interested. Please drop me a message with what is the product you're interested in, what is the help that you require, and I'll be happy to get you started in that journey. I promised that there is a giveaway in towards the end of the session, and the giveaway is that okay, let me stop sharing my screen. I will put my contact details in the chat as well. Don't worry on that. But the giveaway is that no matter where you are in your digital journey, we will help you. And how we will help you is that a one-on-one expert review will be scheduled for you, where it's a half-an-hour session where, let's say, I, as an expert, will guide you on how do you build your profile, how do you move to creating your online store, how do you actually go to the digitizing your supply chain. So wherever you are at your journey, we'll help you improvise on that. Now, how do you win this giveaway? All you need to do is go on to any of your own social media pages. It can be personal, it can be your organizations. Talk about how you benefited from today's session. Tag us at GlobalLinker and share that link with me. We'll be happy to shortlist you. The idea of this giveaway is only and purely for us to be able to identify the interested candidates in this particular session who really want to make the most of it. So do go ahead, post about how you benefited from today's session. Send me the link of that, and we will definitely shortlist you for the giveaway. So all the best on that. I'm hoping a lot of members actually do participate in the giveaway. And now we'll open the forum for a detailed Q&A. Let's kind of answer your questions. I saw there was a lady who wanted to unmute herself in the beginning. We'll do that. Any questions before we unmute certain members? Yes, please, Rakela Srinivas, please do unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, Malavika. Thanks for the nice presentation and about this GlobalLinker. It's really interesting actually. And it helps the SMEs a lot actually in building the network, right? And also the bring the business growth or whatever they are looking for actually. So I mean, sorry, initially I thought of it's an what do you call it? It's a two-way thought. Then I was trying to speak something, but I could not hear actually. So can you share the PPT? Is it possible to share the PPT, Malavika?
Sure, 100%. After the session, if you registered via your registered GlobalLinker account, you will get both the recording of the session as well as the PPT. So don't worry on that.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. And
thank you so much. I really appreciate your comments.
Malavika, one more thing actually. So this the portal which the GlobalLinker is very fine, very nice actually for the linking the or building the network. Is there any way for the lead management in these actually basically? Do you have any future or can we add any future kind of lead management to this?
So that's a very specific question. And if you're okay, we have various partners to execute certain aspects, which means that we as an organization also use, for example, a particular software for lead management. We'll be happy to introduce you to them. I'd request if you can contact me offline and we can go over your requirement and then recommend accordingly.
Okay. Thank you, Malavika. So that's all for today. Yeah, sorry, I'll give to others, to speak out and tell their views.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so is there any other question from Suchitra? First of all, thank you, Suchitra, Shikha, Vaibhav, and a couple of others who were a part of our examples today. It was purely just to explain the concept. Is there a possibility to give price in dollar? Suchitra, 100%, not just dollar, in any currency, you can definitely give it. So it's not limited to the Indian markets. You can definitely price it in the currency of your choice. I saw a question there around exports. I'll take a moment to actually share my screen around a portal that is in dedication for exports that we've built. So it's called the Indian Business Portal. Now, what is the Indian Business Portal? It is a trade hub connecting Indian sellers with foreign buyers. It's truly unique. There are 3,000 plus active sellers already on the portal. If you're not there, if you want to get into exports, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to actually get onto the portal. There are no charges at the moment to link your store to the Indian Business Portal. And here you can see there are already live queries. There's somebody in Argentina looking for paraffin wax versus somebody in the Middle East looking for soda ash. If you want to express interest and you can fulfill that requirement, please do join the Indian Business Portal. It's a unique opportunity for all of you who are in the exports domain. So or how do you join the Indian Business Portal? Because I'm sure I'll see that question next. All you need to do is, again, go on to GlobalLinker, create a digital catalog like the one I showed you. For example, this one, you create it either on your own or we'll make it for you. Once the store is ready, you can request us to link it to the Indian Business Portal and we'll be happy to do so. You can see here there's a special focus on geographical indicator products. It need not be that you are actually mentioning the price if you don't want to. I saw some chats around that as well. You can link to the portal even with an inquiry option. So if you're interested in this, again, go ahead and create your online catalog via GlobalLinker. So again, I'll stop sharing my screen there. Where is your office location? Can we visit directly? We have offices or representatives in various countries, not just cities in India, but it depends on where you are. We based in Hyderabad, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Philippines, Singapore, various countries as well. We can definitely have that plan. Mumbai, yes, 100% we do. So you can visit our Mumbai office. Please do write to me offline and I'll schedule an appointment for you. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Turai. Is there any webinar session for exports exclusively? Yes, Suchitra, every Friday or let's say alternate Fridays, we have a dedicated session for exports. This happens at 4:30 in the evening. So please do join that. Again, the way to get to know about these sessions is to stay active on the GlobalLinker profile. In the event section, you will see the upcoming events. If not, we also have WhatsApp support group for exports. Let me just kind of chat that URL with you. Adnan, if I can request you to please put on the chat group invite for members who are interested in the Indian Business Portal or exports. My colleague here will put in that invite. In the meanwhile, I'll take on to the next question. Is there a way to reach out with a form to mid-sized organizations to see if the services bucket and price point suit this category? We are into cyber security services and cyber training. Shika, a form or a survey would have to be done at your end. In order to reach these organizations, I would want you to build connections. How do you do that? Again, on your GlobalLinker profile, network with others, send in the survey form and get responses. So I hope I answered your question. Are there any other final questions? How do you display your product to show first in the list? Which list are you talking about? Is it the Indian Business Portal? We don't have a preference. It's just based on various parameters that are done by the system. So, okay, in the Indian Business Portal. So, no, we don't have a particular aspect to kind of take money and put you up there or anything like that. It's an algorithm based on the foreign buyers, based on which category they are looking for, where are they based. That's what it depicts. So, and my colleague has put in the link for you to join the support group for all of those who are asking. Again, let me put my contact details. I mentioned about training sessions that happen every day at 5:30 p.m. I'm putting information about that. You can save this Google Meet link. The session happens every day at 5:30, and the URL or the link to join the session is the same. So just bookmark the link and keep and join in at 5:30 p.m. If you're interested in, again, getting help from us, then surely you can write to me and we'll be happy to help you on that. Are there any participants who are participating in the giveaway? Please do post it and send the URL to me. If there are no further questions, I think we can end for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thank you for spending time in this busy afternoon of your business work hours. And again, happy Ugadi, happy Gudi Padwa. I hope and do wish that you grow in your business. And if there is any support that GlobalLinker can provide, please do write to me. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for spending 1 hour in learning about how to actually grow your own digital network and your business. Thanks again. And I can see a lot of comments there on the session was useful. Again, do participate in the giveaway. Our objective is to help you. It is a value add service. So see you again until next time. Thank you so much for joining in.